Hi, Dana. Sorry, I'm just going to text my friend. Oh, one sec. Hello, Manal. Hi, Karen and Nettie. Hey, Kim. All right, Katie's going to come too.
Okay, let's see if I can see the chat. My lighting's really bad because I'm in the kitchen getting stuff together for Thanksgiving.
That's okay. I didn't want you to feel like you had to jump on, but if you wanted to.
Oh, no, I'm happy to. It's fun.
Hello, everyone.
How's everybody doing? I can't see the chat, so because I'm on my phone, but I'm sure you guys are saying some awesome things out there in YouTube world.
I'll put them up on the screen.
Oh, great, Angela. That's perfect.
Everyone's just saying hello.
Good. Hello, hello. What are you guys? Oh, hey, Nate. So, Nate, I'm so glad you got my friend mail package. I'm just thrilled about it. I can't wait for you to open it. It's really special. I can't say much more until you open it because it's so cool.
Like the package?
Yes, I sent a box to Nate in New Zealand.
Yay! I can't wait either. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, when he opens it, I hope he'll share it on YouTube. No pressure, Nate, but I do hope you share it because when you see what's in it, you'll know why. Well, Angela, I bet you're glad to be home.
Yeah. I was hoping I would get the day off because they said I might be able to stay home if it was slow, but it was not.
So, Dana, let me show you what I've got happening over here since you're wondering all about the gigantic turkey.
25, 27-pound turkey?
It was a 28-pound turkey. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. Nope. Okay, let me see if I can turn this around and you guys can see down here.
I know, Kim, right?
Whoop, sorry, this is gonna be kind of awkward. Okay. Oh, Louie. No. Oh, Louie. Oh, boy. Sorry.
You're fine.
Louie's here and she's... Okay, here's the turkey. So, I've got it brining. That's this terrible view. I've got it brining in this gigantic bucket here. So, it's got ice so it stays nice and cold. And it's got a saltwater bath. So, at least the brine will make it extra tender. And the giblets and the neck came out really easily about 2 hours ago. So, it's finally getting, I think, totally defrosted. So, that's good. And I'm going to try to cook it tomorrow. I think I'll get up extra early. So anyway, that's the turkey happenings at my house.
Yeah, Dana. It's a huge turkey.
Yeah, it's a big one. Lady, I don't know why they sent me that when I asked for a 13-pound, but it won't go to waste. I'll be giving some to my neighbor, and I just texted my upstairs neighbor and he said he'd love some, so I'll drop a plate off tomorrow for him and he'll make some turkey soup out of it, he said. So that's good. It's got a good home in different places.
Yeah, each person can have a week's worth of turkey.
Yeah. That will be it. Sandwiches, fried turkey and eggs. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with the turkey.
Yeah, we might do like turkey nachos, like, put some turkey chili nachos on Friday or something.
That sounds so much fun and so yummy. I love nachos.
Sure, yeah. No, Katie's gonna be solo, right?
Yeah, it's just me and Louie. Let's see if I can get Louie into the frame. She might not. Let me take. Oh yeah, right here. Here, Louie, don't say hello to the people. They want to see you. Everybody out in YouTube world wants to see you, Louie. You're
Frank.
yes, she does look like. Louie, Louie, can you tilt your head again? That was so cute. Just Louie and me and the two guinea pigs will be hanging out. Feeding the entire neighborhood, yes. Angela, how's that turkey coming along? You said your family hadn't.
Oh yeah, it's still in the sink. I haven't checked on it, but I pushed on it and at least it seems softer. We got everything laid out for tomorrow.
Fun. Well, I hope it defrosts. My dad.
Yeah, we got a long while, so it should be fine.
Well, my dad's a big cook, and he likes to cook like. And so I called him this afternoon. I said, "What do I do?" He's like, "Well, you got to get a gigantic bucket, because he's got big coolers for his throw at it." And, I've always just done a dry brine in the refrigerator. So I thought, well, let's do a wet brine this year, and that will fix the fact that it's half frozen. So you said you're making corn casserole. That sounds so good.
Yeah, and it's like the easiest recipe ever. You just take like either a box or two of like the Jiffy mix, and then I just put like a can of cream corn, a can of regular corn, like drained, and then you just like basically dump it all together, mix it, and you can do like a stick of butter, but I try not to do that much. You can add sour cream if you want, but usually we just put the butter. Sometimes I've added cheese, like shredded cheese, but it's better if it's almost like actually a little underdone. So it's kind of not so dry. Like a cornbread, more like a spoon bread.
Which I love. Wet cornbread that's got all kinds of creamy goodness in it.
I want to try jalapenos, but some of the people in my family can't have spicy foods, so
might have to do two, like one jalapeno and one not.
Yeah, maybe for Christmas.
Yeah, multiples for Christmas. I feel like I'm feeding an army. I'm cooking just for me, and I might give some to my neighbor, but I mean, I've got all the sides because I can't live without my Thanksgiving food.
Hello, Left Lane Finds.
Hi, Left Lane Finds. What is your name, Left Lane Finds? I keep seeing you in the chats, and I'm sorry I've missed your actual.
No, I can't remember.
Oh, you've done a Martha Stewart brine recipe and soaked the turkey for 24 hours in a 5-gallon bucket a few times. Yes, I tried to get a fresh turkey, Left Lane, but apparently my grocery delivery person messed up and gave me a 28-pound frozen turkey. So I've got the brine going. Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Her name is Dina.
Dina, okay.
That's right.
That's right. Well, we have a lot of Danas and Dianas in the community, so I'll remember that one.
Is Louie getting any special foods for Thanksgiving?
No, well, I don't give Louie people food because, pugs are prone to get really overweight. Louie likes food in general, so she just gets her dog food. But I do give her some pumpkin because the vet says that's good for her. So she'll get some canned pumpkin tomorrow with her food, and that will be her treat. I do occasionally though go through Starbucks and get her a puppuccino. I have to say I spoil her that way.
Oh my gosh, I haven't been to Starbucks in forever.
I know. Well, I finally went through the drive-thru because I was just dying to have a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. And I thought, well, the drive-thru's got to be pretty safe. You're not a pumpkin spice gal?
No, no. I don't know. Most of the time when we go there, we get like some kind of frappuccino or like a hibiscus thing. We don't like I don't know, not coffee usually. But my mom saw the commercial today for like all the holiday different drinks, the peppermint mochas and things, and she was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "You don't like coffee." But I was like, we can get like a peppermint like hot cocoa or something. So I was like, they just made one like a Starbucks like a couple minutes away. So maybe we can stop in there tomorrow or something.
Yeah, they do have, if you don't like the peppermint mocha, which is another one of my favorites, but it does have coffee in it. You can just ask for a peppermint hot chocolate, and they'll it's really. Oh, puppuccino. So I don't know if you have those there in Canada, Joni, but basically, what a lot of people call pup cups or puppuccinos, and they're just little tiny espresso cups that have whipped cream in it, and give dogs. So, and it's free. So if you go through the drive-through at Starbucks and you know, even if you don't order anything for yourself, you can just ask for a puppuccino, and they'll give you a little free cup with whipped cream. And Louie goes bananas for it. She loves it. So I don't know about you, Angela, but my family says dressing. But I'm used to also saying stuffing because of the stovetop stuffing that I ate as a kid with my mom. So I don't know. What is your take on it?
I feel like most of the time, pretty much, we say stuffing, unless we're talking to like my aunt who lives in Southern Illinois. Sometimes she'll say dressing because she's like raised more in the South, like in Kentucky or Tennessee. But yeah, most of it was stuffing. I don't like the dressing when it's like all wet. I think I talked about this somewhere else. But like, yeah, I'd rather have like the drier stuffing.
That's what I'm making, is the dry stuffing, and my grandmother made that. It's her recipe. In fact, I've got it here. And what's funny?
Hey, Misty.
Hey, Misty. I'm so glad you're.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you so much. She sent me this email.
And hey, Nate.
Recipe, and she says, "This was my mother's, and there is no written recipe. So good luck." I guess she's made it for years and years, and now I'm making it. And I know that we always rip the bread up, like that's the thing that we would always do. Night Thanksgiving is we'd go have a stuffing party or a dressing party, and I'll rip up the bread. And my grandmother would stand and do quality control, and she'd say, "No, that piece is too big. It needs to be smaller." And we would do that, and then she'd just magically make it, and it would appear. But now that I'm alone, I'm learning to make it, and I hope it comes out as dry and crispy and crunchy as hers, because it's really good.
Does sound good, Katie.
Oh, Nate, that sounds good. Have you had bacon and Brussels sprout stuffing? Because I did that last year, and it was delicious. Oh,
everyone.
I love that, Misty. That is so good.
Dana said cornbread and day-old biscuits to make cornbread dressing. Add little bits of shredded turkey. It's amazing.
Oh, that does sounds
good, like on a sandwich or something.
Oh yeah, I wanted to make, in Friends how they have the sandwich, Ross's sandwich. If you've ever seen Friends, and the sandwich has like all the leftovers on it from the Thanksgiving table. Well, Starbucks had a sandwich last year called the Holiday Sandwich, and it's a limited sandwich, but it had like turkey, cranberry, stuffing, gravy, and something else on it, and it was to die for. So maybe this year with all the leftovers I'll have to make one of those Monica sandwiches.
Yeah, Kim, I've been trying to like collect recipes from my grandma. From like all the different things she's made through the years, because like nobody has never seen any of that information. So I've been trying to get little things here and there for all of her. Like she makes this awesome crab dip, and tomorrow she's going to be making spinach dip and stuff. So, but that I think is just from like the little seasoning packet from the store. But she makes really good crab dip and things.
Delicious. Can I come over?
Of course.
You can mail me some. Yeah, learn it now, because what I've learned is from both my grandparents is that they didn't do anything by written recipe. It was all they had fixed the same thing for years and years, and it was all in their head, and there was no measurements. And I learned to make my grandmother's Scotch bread recipe that was her mother's, and it's very precise, but it's something that you have to do several times before you can actually make it, because it's confusing. And she'll say, well, that's like a fourth of a teaspoon of this, and you just have to eyeball it. And if I had not spent the time to make it with her, I wouldn't have never learned. And no one else in our family knows how to do it. So, learn it while you can.
I know, because you don't know how long you have to get that recipe.
The only thing I have not learned from my mom's mother is she makes the best homemade chicken and rice soup. She made it all the time when we were sick growing up. And grandma, we've tried to get her to teach us how to do it, but she always says, well, since I moved to Florida, they don't have the right chicken for it. She wants a particular type of chicken from a butcher that we, don't get here. And I said, Grandma, we got to learn to do that, because I would be really sad if I didn't know how to make that. Yeah, just eyeballed it. Well, this recipe says, add broken bread. You know how we do this. Butter melted in skillet. Add finely minced onions. Add a few breadcrumbs and mix in. Cook until yellow. Add salt, pepper, and herbs. Now, what kind of herbs? I don't know. Add poultry seasoning. That's all it says. Then it says bake until brown. Check and see if it's moist. I don't know what. I called her today. I'm like, Bibi, what temperature do I make this at? She's like, oh, it's 350. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, we have a jar of apple butter right now, actually, in our fridge. We were given by my aunt, gave to my grandma, who passed it on to me. We used to be able to get it at my grocery store that I work at, but I don't think they carry it anymore. But like last time I made applesauce, it basically was turning into apple butter because I forgot it in the crock pot. But no, we love an apple butter. I wonder if they have that anywhere else in Canada.
I love
that you could get it from.
My friend's mother. I used to get it a lot when I go visit them, but she'd make big jars of it. And I still have a jar in my fridge that has a little bit left, but I'm really sad because I want more of it. It's just so good on biscuits.
Oh my gosh, that's what I should bring for tomorrow, because it's just in the fridge because I got these honey butter Grand's biscuits to make for tomorrow. It's like we have a coupon at work and they were like 99 cents for the tube, so got some of those, figured we could use them for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, those Pillsbury Grands are so good.
Yeah, I picked up like those and cinnamon rolls.
Oh yeah,
we haven't had those like for years, like that you make yourself.
Yeah, I get the canned cinnamon rolls and I make them in the morning, so I have it with my coffee for the parade. That's been my kind of tradition for years and years and years.
The honey butter ones, Kim? I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah, all the Pillsbury biscuits are so good.
See, they used to have these blueberry ones, and they were like so flaky. You could basically like peel them apart. They were so good. And then they changed their recipe, and they were like more like dehydrated blueberries.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Then now I can't find, like I used to get them at Meijer, where Kim and I used to work together. And now I don't see them anywhere anymore.
I don't remember those being here, so I don't think we ever got them. But when things change the recipe, that's just awful because it's not as good.
No, it's more like tight and dense, like of a biscuit. I'm like, who wants this? Like,
Oh, it's
no.
the sweetness and the buttery that just makes it delicious.
Yeah, this was what I was gonna say too. Put the cinnamon rolls in your waffle iron and cook them.
I've never had that. I'm gonna
So
have
you could do that like a dessert, and then you put a little scoop of ice cream.
I'm gonna let you in on the secret, Angela, and for all of you YouTuber people out on YouTube can learn this too. I actually don't
I
get
know, right?
too cold for my teeth, so I'm not an ice cream eater.
I don't have it a lot. I just recently got a Java chip one, so it's been lasting forever.
I do like milkshakes because they come through a straw and they're not that cold, but I do love a good milkshake. Louie's eating something.
Me too, Kim.
Louie, come here. Uh-oh, Louie's got the blanket.
I think I made some more moderators. I mean, I don't think I had to worry about the trolls.
Come here. Louie.
I posted pictures of my condiments that I got from Reclaimed Treasures by Mary.
Oh, fun.
And then I just posted a story during the Thrift You chat. I filled with the red and gold little glitter ball. So the glitter all over my desk.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily now I have there's like a little desktop vacuum, so I can you go right across and it picks it all up from Amazon.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it looks super cute.
I bet it does. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I want to get like fairy lights and maybe wrap it like up the pole in the middle, or like put some garland around.
Ooh, that would be fun. You know they make miniature garland. You can get at the craft store for like doll houses.
What is it?
Miniature garland. You can,
Oh,
like it. I don't know that Joann's has it, but Michael's has like a miniature dollhouse section, and you can get like miniature garland and little red ribbons at Christmas time for the
cool. I know. I need to get to the craft store. I need to get some because I bought those like hard Christmas bag type things because I want to do the crafts like Sarah did. I just need to get some like bottle brush trees, and I want to try to find some more vintage toys or ornaments. So yeah, I need to get it to the craft store sometime. I don't even next Thursday when I have a day off.
I know, when you get time.
No. Ugh. Yeah, I'll have to get to Hobby Lobby or yeah, I haven't been to Michael's or Joann's. Sorry, I have like a hair in my face.
That's the worst. I know how that is.
But yeah, I need to get over there and check stuff out.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere at the moment, really, because of the pandemic. And I did drive pickup for this tub that I ended up getting today because I didn't want to use my nice Christmas tote to brine a turkey. So I was like, let me see what Target's got. $4. I got this gigantic tote. I guess what I'll do is I'll just put it in my storage garage after I wash it out, and then every year that will just be my turkey tub. But the lady comes to the car with this whole cartload of stuff and she starts putting it in my trunk. And I was like, excuse me, I don't think that's mine. She's like, oh, didn't you get, kids' jammies and like this Christmas tree and a box of ornaments? And I'm like, not me. I said, I got a tote, one of those plastic tubs, and she looked very confused. And then the lady next to me was like thinking that I was taking all of her stuff, and I'm like, no.
I know that is, there's been a lot of mix up. My friend too, like she went to go pick up her groceries and they gave them to somebody else, and then she had to wait like an hour or something. I've been hearing about that a lot. Christina, what did I forget?
I don't know, Christina. Let us know in the chat what we forgot, or Angela forgot. I'm glad you've joined us for late night chat, though. That's fun. I love this idea, Angela, of waiting, going live before Thrift You.
I know, I got, I worked till like 7 something, so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have time, or like I wasn't planning on it today because I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna be, not too late by like the time I sit down and have dinner and everything. But then I was waiting and I was like, okay. I was talking to you. I'm like, well, I guess we have time to go on then.
Yeah, might as well.
Like, yeah, Kim, you'll have to catch the live. She said she missed my live earlier. It'll upload sometime. I noticed the last one took quite a while. I noticed it the next morning. It was on there.
Yeah, it takes several hours. And the first time I did one, I couldn't figure out where the chat was. And then Patrick, I think it was, told me, don't be worried. The chat takes a while to come along and then it will appear. And it sure did. But I was like, oh my gosh, it took me a while to get used to it.
Yes, I do, Joni. I am a certified pharmacy technician, like at a retail grocery chain in like a wealthier neighborhood. It was short on personality. No. Like,
Get a lot of interesting people in, I know.
okay, this trash bag person, someone can just like.
Yeah, if there's someone in the chat, I don't know how you feel, Angela, but on my chats, if you're ever watching one of my chats and there's someone in there that's just being obnoxious, please just take them out. And Angela, for what she feels on this chat, but for me, if you're ever watching my channel and there's someone that's just being even repetitive or annoying, or just feel free to take them out. I'm not trying to be rude, but it does distract other people from the chat. So.
Right. I just took it out. Like,
good job, Angela. Yeah, I can't see the chat, and so I can't.
Hold on, let me make Dana a moderator. Okay. Okay, I made some more moderators.
I did have one troll on my live, and I accidentally clicked on it and read the comment before I realized it was inappropriate.
I know.
He was laughing at me. When you get in a rhythm, you're just reading the comment, going along, trying to keep up the chat. And, I just am like, oh, yeah, let me just, next comment in the queue. And I was like, okay, now I have to screen the comments before they go on the screen.
Bye, Nate.
Oh, bye, Nate. I can't wait to see what you think of your package. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. Well, have a good Thursday since you already have Thanksgiving. And
yeah, I don't think for Nate they have Thanksgiving there.
Oh, not at all? Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I asked him earlier in one of the chats, and he said, I don't think that they do it. But I did tell him to eat some cheese for me.
All right. I think that's kissy face.
Yep, and a heart. Bye, Biscuit.
Love you too, Nate.
Nate's the greatest.
Opie said, no, they don't have it.
Oh, yeah, they don't. Okay. That's a bummer because, man, to miss a day that's all about food. I mean, of course, being thankful, but it is really about the food.
Oh my gosh, so many people asked me today if we're open tomorrow. I'm like, no.
That's
like, thank God.
Yeah, no one needs to be open on Thanksgiving.
Like, I think our store, like, there was a sign outside saying they were open regular hours, like 6 to midnight. I'm like, that's no. Like, but then someone else said that we might be closing at 4 or 6, so I don't know. But I'm like, the pharmacy's definitely not open. I'm like, we can't get a hold of doctors, so we don't need to be there.
Yeah, there's no point. It's not like you're giving Black Friday deals on prescriptions.
Yeah, Dana, I was giving them the benefit of a doubt, but then they just kept asking the same thing, like, am I going to wear a trash bag? So, goodbye. I don't need that.
No, we don't need that in the chat.
any other good sides for Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm making green bean casserole, but I know a lot of people feel icky about that, but I'm a huge green bean casserole gal.
Yeah, I am not a fan. Ugh. Maybe I just haven't had a good one.
Yeah, well, I use fresh green beans, blanch them, but some people use the cans, and if you use the cans, sometimes they can be slimy, I think.
Our family loves some mashed potatoes.
I could eat a whole pot to myself. What about you, Angela?
Definitely. But been trying to limit that. But like we have so many stories because like people have screwed up with the potatoes so many times in our family. Like one year my mom tried to make it and it was like soup. And so like still like a never ending joke like every year. And then like one year my brother tried to make some mashed potatoes with like canned potatoes and it was just like glue. It's just like, no, just leave it to us.
Well, let me show you a secret to good mashed potatoes. So, have you ever seen one of these?
Oh, the ricer.
The ricer.
I still need to get me one.
They're inexpensive, and you put the potatoes in, and they come out like butter, and it just makes a super non-lumpy, creamy potato. It's so good.
I know, because every time I make me mashed potatoes, there's always chunks, and we have just like the, pounder one or whatever.
Yeah.
I need to put that on my list, like, to pick up.
Yeah, maybe I'll send you. That would be good friend mail.
Like, here's Angela making mashed potatoes.
We'll have a potato show with Katie and Angela and our handy dandy.
With cheese, yeah.
Cheese and the garlic. Bring that on.
Oh, yes. I know I need to get a candle wick trimmer because like, so I've been like trying to shop for one of those too on Amazon. I tried to look online somewhere to see if I could find like a vintage, cool, antique looking one, but they're all kind of like the same ones I've seen out there.
Oh yeah, I like roasted root vegetables too. I will be making cooked carrots tomorrow, but I have the colored carrots just because I'm feeling fancy.
I know, Dana, that's like basically the only thing we don't have. Like, we just have like basically a crock full of stuff. We got like a tub full of stuff. Like, it gets frustrating when you're trying to find stuff. There's just so many tools.
I cook all the.
I'd rather get rid of something and have a ricer.
Yeah. My mom, she doesn't cook. My dad does. So my mom has, basic jobs in the kitchen, which is fine. But since I love to cook, like this would just be an extra gadget that would frustrate her. But for me, that's like excitement.
Yeah, Karen said the ricer is good to squeeze the water out of the spinach to make spinach dip.
Really, Karen? I'll have to try that next time.
That'd be good, yeah, for anything you need to squeeze extra moisture out of. I haven't really thought of that. That's kind of feels like it should be obvious, but yeah.
Yeah, I have just a regular masher, like I'm making, the sweet potatoes. I always do this in advance. And so I've just got a regular masher here for that.
Hey, Vinny.
I always let it marinate in the butter for a little while before I put it in the pan. Hey, Vinny, welcome. You're getting a kind of unfiltered night show with me in my kitchen.
Yeah, same here, Grace.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like trying to find space for everything.
It's all about.
That's my plan. I want to get like go down to the antique market that's kind of near us and get one of those crocks so that way I can put all the tools in it so it's not all just shoved, in the drawer. So that way I can actually see what I need.
Yeah, I love the Crocs. I've got 2 at
One asked how much of a cooking nerd I am. I got the one crock with all kinds of junk, and then this is the serving crock with all of the other things. And then my kitchen's a hot mess because I'm in the middle of cooking, but yep.
What do you have on the top of your cabinets up there?
Oh, on the very top?
Mm-hmm.
Well, over here,
Oh, mugs.
I've got Starbucks mugs from different places I've traveled. And then up here, I've got my copper cookery from France that I got on a super good deal when our Williams Sonoma was going out of business, and it ended up being like $20 a pot, which was super good. And then those antiques or vintage spice jars. Now up here, let's see, I've got some of my
Victoria.
great grandmother's glass. So her bud vases and the Fostoria pitcher, some candlesticks, that kind of thing. And milk glass. There's milk glass over there too.
I need to take a drink.
Sorry that I'm on my phone, you guys. I'm wobbling the camera about.
I know, I keep trying not to hit the table.
I didn't get out the computer and the microphone for this.
Nope.
I like any. They are, Kim. I wish I could show you better because they're etched glass. They're etched depression glass,
Oh, wow.
and they have great. One has grapes, and then one has flowers, and they're like paper thin glass. And I'm amazed they've survived all these years. My grandmother did a really good job of taking care of them. I could hop up there and get
Yeah, just throw Louie up and have him grab one.
Here, Louie.
Like, yeah, not get them.
Yeah, those are. I like cabinets that have space to store things because in a one-bedroom apartment, and someone that likes vintage like me and collects all kinds of things, I need all the room I can get.
I know. I'm like, if I'm going to sell anything or do a live sale, I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put anything. I need to like get some tubs and like start stacking them up somewhere.
That was my problem. Even with the 20 items I did for that live sale with Patrick, I had items all over my counter for weeks in boxes. And I was, that's all right for a little while. But I was so glad for all the items to go to their new homes so that I could get my counter back.
I know. I'm like, yeah, maybe only anything that fits in a bubble mailer or a flat thing.
Yes.
Because I'm like, then it'd be like less room, easier. I just put it in there, bubble wrap it. There you go.
Yeah, out the door. Vinny always says you can just throw this in a bubble mailer and out the door it goes.
Yep. So maybe I'll have to find like small flat things.
Yeah, small flat things. We'll just do a paper ephemera sale.
Like, here's an old napkin. Thanks. Get rid of it.
Yeah, you can have this whole pack of vintage Hallmark napkins for $2.
Yeah, I'm like, when I started watching all these sales, I'm like, what is ephemera?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like learning all these things from you guys, but I haven't really seen much of that kind of thing out at our thrift stores. Probably like maybe more at the antique markets, but a lot of stuff is closed out here now.
Yeah, well, Vinny keeps telling me I need to go back to my Goodwill because I keep saying that our Goodwill is awful.
Oh yeah, Kim, her Coke platters are awesome.
Oh, thank you, Kim. Yeah, I really love that collection. And Vinny and I
Sorry to plug us.
No, that's what I was just gonna say.
But Vinny and I will be going live this Saturday at 12 p.m. talking Coca-Cola trays. So if you want to see more of my collection and Vinny's collection, tune into that show. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, 11 our time, Kim.
Yeah, that's right. You're in Eastern. I mean,
Central. Yeah.
Central. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I'm glad Kim's on here now. She's like one of the only people on here that are one of my real life friends. I mean, like,
It's strange to me when my friends that are in my real life pop on my lives. Like Jacob popped on and everyone was like, hey, who's Hotel Soap? Do we need to block Hotel Soap 47? I'm like, no, that's my friend Jacob. Block him. He's fine.
well, at least you know people got your back.
Yeah, and he told me on the phone the other day, we were talking, he's like, I just want to join in to be supportive, but I don't know anything about vintage or vinyl, and I don't know what to say. I feel awkward. I'm like, just say hello to people. They'll say hello back. They're a great group of people.
I know. These people are so nice.
They really are. Wasn't that fun, the gifting of the hankies on Sandra's sale the
Oh
other
my gosh. I did not know that was going to go for so long. And then Sherry's sending me something, and then like everyone's sending back and forth. And I was like, okay, I told my family, when these packages come, I didn't buy all these things. I go, some of them are gifts, okay? So, like, don't go crazy.
The guy that's down in our office, he knows now. I finally say that I do YouTube because he's like, my God, you get like, a ton of packages. And he's like, what, and he's like, we can't store all of these in the parcel locker. You're going to have to come get them. And I was like, yes, I know. And he's like, what are you ordering? And I'm like, no, some of it's friend mail. Some of it's things from the live sales. I don't know. Maybe an eBay package. Who knows?
I know, you forget sometimes. You're like, wait, which thing is this?
I know. I'm like, I got an item from Misty and I was like, I didn't order any. And I knew I ordered the aluminum tree, but I didn't realize. So I'm like, what is this from Misty? And I opened it and I'm like, oh, she sent the light separately for the tree. Of course it couldn't go in the same box. That makes sense. Duh.
Oh, yeah. Did you get the tree?
No, I'm sure it's coming.
Okay.
At the light.
That'll be exciting.
So I'm excited about that.
Dana, I live in Illinois.
Yeah, now I think we had talked about this before, Angela, but some of my family lived in Heron, Illinois.
Uh-huh. Oh, one sec. Oh, there you go.
Oh, Katie, I cried when you were offered the aluminum. I know, I got really emotional. Actually, when I was typing in the bids, I was so nervous and excited that my hands were shaking. I was like, aluminum Christmas tree got to me. And then when I didn't win, I was still like shaking a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't win. Okay, that happens. I'll just, keep looking, And then when she said, Katie, do you want it? I about cried. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I still can't believe it. Aluminum tree.
Cheeky. Yeah.
Vinny, what would Vinny say? That's your new official hashtag. You're great, Vinny. We love having you in the chats because you keep us all laughing and you keep the mood really light. And we all need that right now.
Yeah, too bad I was kind of busy when he had his sale. I was planning on giving him much more sass.
Well, I saw that his mom and dad were in the chat, and I didn't want to. That might be inappropriate with his mom and dad watching.
See, that's how he gets us to not do it.
He's very businesslike on his sales, and then in the chat,
It's like his alter ego came out.
But I love the laughter. I think it's fun, and it's fun to see Kim from Oh My Vintage because she's really funny too when Vinny says something.
Yes, it was.
I mean, to give up an aluminum Christmas tree, which is like the holy grail of vintage, collecting. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I was in utter shock. And I am going to write, believe me, I'm going to write Cheryl a long thank you note for that, because that made my year.
This whole community has been really like awesome ever since I've come across it a couple months ago. Like I can't even, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. I'm amazed. I mean, I had always heard, I've been, watching YouTube forever and ever, and there's larger channels that aren't even anything to do with vintage, and they always talk about how people online are so mean and so ugly, and that was sort of my, I guess, perception in a sense of YouTube. But then I met this little community, and everybody is so nice. We have a BJ's across the street from me, directly across from my house. And I have joked about that place since the day it opened. And my friends and I cannot go by there without cracking up laughing.
Yeah, you're gonna get me in trouble here. Too many easy jokes to make. Dana, I don't know. I don't know if I plan on doing that. I tried to sell some things through Facebook Marketplace because I got some nice glass or crystal pieces from my Goodwill, but I mean, they're pretty heavy. That's why I'm like, I don't want to jump into the whole shipping thing, especially one is a glass bridal basket. It's so gorgeous. Like it's got etched flowers on the side and everything. And
oh, wow.
But I don't know if I have pictures of those on my Instagram. I'll have to share some, but I was like, hey, if I could get a local pickup to pick them up, that would be amazing. Yeah. But maybe I don't have enough on there so people don't, see it because I just have one or two things on there. But I said, yeah, maybe I wouldn't mind. I said small flat things that fit in a bubble mailer I could do.
Yeah, you
at least maybe start off with 5-10 items or something, maybe 10 items or something. Maybe sometime if I got it together and be like, okay, I could do this on a day off and get it done.
Well, Joni, I really been doing 10 for 10, I think is what it is, but 10 items. And I just think that's nice. It's small. It's, you pick small, so it's easy to ship. And that's what Patrick and Vinny and a few other people told me when I did the live sale with Patrick. Is he's like, you probably want to start with things that are small because, you don't want to have to try to ship them. And I didn't want to be responsible for a giant piece of glass either.
Yeah, exactly.
That
sounds good. Hi, Christy. And hello, Fatbird Finds.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Yes, it is officially Thanksgiving now. It's 12/17 here.
Oh. Happy Thanksgiving, Katie.
Thank you. Well, actually, for you, it's only 11/17, so you're still riding the waves of a Wednesday.
And here's Vinny.
Oh, Vinny. Naughty.
Oh man, you guys should hear the conversations we have at work stuck back there.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, boy.
Oh man, our pill counter has been broken. I tried to buy a replacement cord on Amazon, and it worked temporarily, but they won't replace it for us because they say we don't do enough business to qualify to have this machine replaced because it's too expensive. I'm like, okay, but then everyone's going to be waiting even longer because we're going to be counting everything by hand. That's going to take forever, especially for the orders that have 360 pills or 450 or something. But today I came in and they were standing together by the pill counter. And I said, oh, did we have a holiday miracle? Is it going to turn on? And I just flipped the switch and it came right on. And all of us were like, wait, what? I was like, yes. We're high five, kind of fist bumping. Oh my God, yes. Because it gets really annoying trying to count 360 pills by hand.
I can imagine. Yeah, I used to be in charge in high school. I was in charge of part of the drama club funds. We didn't get funding like the football team, you know. And so I was in charge of this candy drive that we had to do to raise money to get costumes and lights for the show. And one of the things I was in charge of was counting dollar bills for the candy because each piece of candy we sold was $1. And I must have had a stack, I don't know, like that big, several stacks. And my job was to count it all. And I so wish that I had a money counter because it took me forever to count all of those $1 bills.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. Luckily, things that are like 90 count, like we'll just take the 90 count bottles or like the 30 count bottles and just be like, you know, boom, boom, boom. You don't even have to count it really because it's sealed. Or if it's like 360, I'll try to count it like 60 and then take 3 full 100 count bottles. And, you know, but I'm like, okay, so I taped the button like in place and I was like, okay, don't touch. I'm like, and I have like a note on the front already that said like, don't turn off, will not turn back on.
Yeah.
The machine is like so old and somebody obviously forgot.
Oh no. That's the worst when that happens.
Is this Mary Beth? Because we have a bluebird.
Yeah, I think it is Mary Beth. Or no, doesn't Mary Beth have
Or Laura. Mary Beth has the orange bird.
Laura?
Let's see. Oh, hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura. Welcome. I didn't get a chance to show the rest of the vintage Valentines tonight because I was really chatty and I need to show those next live. Yay, Venny! 5 days off.
So lucky.
You are.
Enjoy it. I know you've been working like crazy too.
Yeah, you've had long hours, Venny. You deserve all that time. And you'll be sipping for flipping and sipping.
Yeah.
You deserve a drink, Venny. A nice stiff drink.
I think I'll be sipping for flipping and sipping tomorrow or Friday night as well.
Yeah, I think after Thanksgiving and all the stuff happening this year, we will be.
Because I work till 4 that day, so at least I'll get to be home. And I mean, I have to work in the morning on Saturday, but at least I'll get to have a sip of something.
Yep, that's right.
And Dana said she worked as a pharmacy tech when she was in high school and college too.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it was an experience for sure. I can only imagine just dealing with people on a daily basis.
Yeah, who treat you like you're at McDonald's. Like,
so horrible.
I'm like, okay, you can't drop your prescription and walk straight down to the pickup and be like, oh, is it ready? Like, in 5 seconds. No, this is like, no, that's impossible.
I'll have to send you this TikTok video I saw, but it was of a guy who works at a pharmacy, and it was a skit, and the guy came up to the counter and he said, well, I have this prescription. And the guy said, okay, well, it'll be 15 minutes. He said, well, it's literally right there on the shelf. Why can't you fill it? He said, well, there's 4 other people ahead of you, so you'll need to go walk around the store until it's done, sir. And he said, well, I don't see these people. Why can't I be next? The guy said, well, it's because they're all wandering around the store like everybody else who knows how a pharmacy works.
I know. There's a guy on YouTube, Maurice. He used to be a pharmacist, or is a pharmacist, for Walgreens, and then they fired him for doing stand-up. And like he does a lot of the skits and hilarious like situation videos. But now, I don't know. I think he was working at an independent or something. But now he's getting into YouTube and making like more, or like a podcast, I think, and getting YouTube videos and things.
That's fun. There's a guy that I follow and I do like TikTok. I like the political stuff, but I do follow a couple of people that are vintage, that do vintage.
Good night, Christy.
Like Christine, and I also follow a few people that I just find funny. And there's this guy, and I don't even know what probably because he's from Britain, and I love all things English. But he's from London, and his job is to clean pools. And every day his video is just him cleaning the pools. But he says things in the most delightful voice. So he's like, and I can't do a British accent, but he's like, I'm gonna get the Hoover, and we're gonna hoover in, and we gotta prime the pump. Then we got a tea from the customer. How delightful, a tea from the customer. And he's just the most delightful person to watch clean a pool. And it's satisfying to see the pools get clean. But there are so many people that try to imitate him because he's got like over 100,000 followers now or something, which is
wow.
And then there's another lady I follow that just mixes paint. Her job, and she works at like a Lowe's, and she shows us how the paint gets mixed, which I find really interesting. And she's got like 200,000 followers. People.
I did that too when I worked at Meijer. At one time it exploded and like landed all over my pants. Like,
oh no. Could you imagine being a Shipt shopper or a grocery delivery person and you have to go buy that for somebody?
the amount of weird, disgusting things. Oh gosh. Like people just like want to whip, like, you know, like, oh, here, look at this disgusting thing I have in my butt or my back, or like gross. Like, are the questions they ask us.
Oh, I'm sure they're like, hey, can you tell me if this is cancer or not? And you're like, I don't really want to look at that.
I know, and then like they don't even listen to like the input you have to say. I'm like, okay, so basically you just wanted your own answer to, but like, you know, listen to what we say and then go with your own answer anyways.
Well, it's like you're not a doctor. I mean, yes, you can advise on certain, you know, if someone says, well, I got really bad bug bites, you could probably take some Benadryl or what have you, but you know, you're no doctor.
I know. Tonight, this lady's like, well, my mom got medication here. Can it cause a bladder infection? I'm like, okay, who is your mother and what medication are we talking about? And the pharmacist was on break, but she's like, you know, was in a room like a few feet away. And she's like, no, like, just her face was like, no, none of these medications are going to cause a bladder infection. And the chick's just like going on and asking me like a million questions. And I was like, I'm not the pharmacist. Like, hold on. And then so the pharmacist ended up coming out and she's like, yeah, none of these things are going to do that. But like you were saying that skit where the guy's like, I can't see these people in front of me. Like, why can't I be first? Like, we had last week some customer who, like, he called and he just was like, why isn't my prescription ready? I'm like, who are you? And he's like, you guys were supposed to transfer my prescription to this other store. And like, I went over there and it's not ready. And I was like, okay, well, what's your name? Let me see what's going on. And then I'm like, okay, it looks like they did transfer it. I was like, it says that store has possession, like, you know, of your prescription. Like, it's labeled under their store. And he's like, well, they don't have it ready. And he starts like screaming and like swearing at me. And he's just like, oh, why don't they have it done? I was like, okay, well, I don't work at that location. So I don't, like, I can't see where in the process it is. So I'm like, can you hold on? And let me like look at this and try to figure out what's going on. And he's like, what the F am I holding for? If like, why don't you guys have this done? And I'm just like, okay. I was like, you're not going to talk to me like this. So I was like, please hold. And then I put him on hold and then like he ended up hanging up. And then I called that other store and they're like, yeah, we were going to get it ready. It wasn't done because there's 190 people in front of him. And like, they're like, because then we found out the next day, like that store had 8 COVID tests that they had to do. And they're like, the guy just stormed off because he didn't want to wait. So then like another store called and was like, okay, he's going to get it here. I'm like, well, thank God you can keep him. Like, I don't want it. And they're like, we just wanted to let you know, like, this is what's going on. I'm like, thanks, because I'm done there. Like,
I had this lady once. I used to sell a couple of my woodworking things at a local thrift store. Part of it was that they would get a lot of the profit for the charity, which I really support, the City Rescue Mission. I do a lot for them. So I had my pens over there. And this lady, she bought a pen. And I don't know who buys the things. They just would, basically after they would sell, send back for the part that I made, and that was fine. So I get this, and in all of my orders, I include a warranty, for anything that happens, and they get information about the wood that I made the pen out of, and then of course my business card. So the lady calls me and she goes, the pen keeps twisting.
Well, isn't it supposed to do that?
I said, with the pens, I said, this one isn't one, and I sell several kinds. So I have the twist pens, and then I have the wrench pens where you can click them. I make a variety, and then the lever action ones where you have to pull this lever and the pen opens. So I said, well, this is a basic twist style pen. I said, it's a slimline pen, so it should twist. And the lady said, no, it's twisting more than normal. So she said, well, can I get a replacement? And I'm like, okay, at this point, sure. I mean, the slimline pens are what, $10? The kits are like $3. It's not one of my most expensive pens out of all the things that I make. It's not the solid brass pens, So I was like, sure, I'll replace it. So I keep trying to call this lady, and she keeps
Nancy.
Yep. So I call her. I'm like, so can I meet you at this Starbucks at this time? I've got your replacement ready, blah, blah, blah. She goes, oh, well, first it was her son that had some sort of problem, so she couldn't come. Then it was her dad, and then it was someone else, and she never would be able to meet me. But then she kept calling and saying, the pen is twisting, and I'm like, I know. So I finally, it's been 2 years now, and I haven't gotten a call from her, but I still have the replacement.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, she never could meet me, and I'm just like, okay, sure.
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
I'm like, that's, the pens are supposed to twist.
Yeah, looking forward to your first sale tomorrow, Nancy.
Oh, me too. That's going to be a lot of fun. I got to put this milk back in the fridge. Hang on, Angela. I'm sorry to leave you all for a second.
Before you make cottage cheese?
Yeah, I got a little bit of this milk left for...
I'm going to put my hair up.
The cart. I got all kinds of things happening in the kitchen, and it probably looks like a disaster behind me, but I promise I am not messy.
Oh my gosh, too hot.
Yeah, I know. I used to have long hair down to my mid back, and it's just too hot for me in Florida. I have to put my hair up. And the thing is, I don't know if you get this, but my whole family half of them wanted it shorter, half of them wanted me to wear it down. And I got so sick of people telling me what they wanted me to do with my hair that I chopped it all off, and I'm happy now. I have a pixie cut. I love it. It's cool.
I know, like, anytime I straighten it, they're like, no, I like it curly. And I'm like, no, it's too annoying when it's curly because it's so not. It's so messy. Like, I don't know. Sometime during COVID, like, the lockdown, when they finally opened back up for a short time, I got, like, I don't know, like, I only wanted, like, 3 inches cut off, but they cut off, like, 6.
Oh.
And now it's like, I wanted it like here, and then it's like here. So it's like such an awkward length to get up because in the back it'll like fall out, and that's like, at least when it's straight I can kind of get it to stay up. But like Vinny said, he hates people, period. And sometimes I have to agree.
Yeah, Benny, sometimes your dog is your
Yeah.
They judge you, they agree with everything you say, and they're super soft and adorable.
And Kim has the cutest dog. She's got a little beagle.
Oh, my neighbor upstairs, I just talked to him. That's why on the first live you had, I had to go. He called me and was making sure I was okay for Thanksgiving. And he just got a dachshund puppy, and I can't wait to see him after the pandemic's over. Good girl. Oh, Penny, I know that you are going through a lot to get things sold, so I can imagine. But my house, like, a disaster area because I've been looking. I try to get as much stuff done the night before so that I can focus on the turkey.
Well, hey, hopefully it'll be a lot less after your sale.
Yes, I hope so,
We
Nancy.
can start clearing it out.
We can help you thin the herd a little bit.
Yeah.
Today.
I forget, where are you from? Where are you shipping from?
Oh, good question, Angela. I don't remember where Nancy said.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot more people from the Carolinas.
There's been quite a few, and I didn't know until yesterday. I think, was it, maybe you told me, Margie B's from Florida.
Yeah. I looked for her sale tonight, but I didn't see it, so I don't know if she had said she was taking off for this week or not, or just decided to wait.
I don't know.
She's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Oh, are you near Michael Todd? Is he in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, with Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Someone else is in Pennsylvania too, I think.
I'm terrible at remembering where people are from. I just got everybody's name, I think, for the most part, down. I just
know a bunch of them, but yeah, I try to remember between everybody. I have to ask them again because I know. I'm like, okay, find the people around me where shipping costs the least. It should be I think Jackie and Misty are from Indiana. And then it's Michelle, Wisconsin above me, and Thrift U in Iowa. And then Sandra is in Missouri. So that's not too far. And then
body, except for Lori Blue Flamingo and Christine from Side Street Market.
And Alex.
Alex. I ordered something from her live sale and practically got it 2 days later.
At least Miss Pamela, I mean, it's a bordering state, kind of, pretty close.
Alabama's not too bad. It's
Alabama.
Depending on where you go in Alabama. Montgomery's a solid 8 hours from me.
Oh. I know, oh my gosh, when I ordered from D, I almost died with the shipping because, I got these 2 big sunflower paintings, and, I was expecting kind of a big shipping, but when I saw the invoice, it was one of the first things I ever bought, I think, or the first thing I bought from the sales. I was like, oh my God. Because I was like, oh my God. But I mean, they were huge and they were coming from far away. But now it kind of okay, I need to plan that out because Maria's in California and Dee and Mary are from New York. So I'm like, okay, how much is the shipping going to be? Is it heavy? Before I'm in Illinois, Sammy.
I ordered from Moss Tone Story. I got a Fostoria tidbit tray, and the thing is, probably like that big. And I knew it was going to be expensive to ship to me, but she emailed me and she goes, the shipping is going to be $20, and I am so sorry, and I understand if you want to back out. And I was thinking, oh, I thought that the shipping was going to be like 50 for some reason. And when she said 20, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine, no problem. Like that. It's still expensive for shipping, but it's like it's not $50 like I thought. So hey.
Well, we'll have to get you on the calendar so that way hopefully more people, and then Katie will share as well on her daily things. So that way people can, hopefully you'll get more people over to your sale.
Yeah, Laugh Lane. Let me see. I know your name, Dina. I got it, Dina. Dina, yeah, if you just email Angela and get on the calendar, and then if you let me know when you're having your sales, I'll try to promote it on Instagram. And you really just have to promote the heck out of your sales. And also, try to look at the calendar and make sure that not a larger channel is on, because I know it's hard to find a time slot, but if you're on at the same time like Thrift U's on, it is hard for people to kind of filter over to your channel.
Yeah. Vinny, why don't you just message her already?
Yeah, Vinny, just do that. I know you were telling me when we were chatting that evening after Flipping and Sipping, you were saying that Jocelyn goes to that flea market you're going to be at. I just go up to her. She knows you from the community. You're not, some stranger. And I would just introduce yourself. Say, I've always wanted to meet you. And she knows who you are, I'm sure. And it would be just fine. You never know until you ask. That's what my mom always said, and I think it's true. You just gotta ask and then see what happens. And if the answer is no, then it's no. If you ask, then yippee.
Okay, I'll put my Instagram in here.
Oh yes, perfect. Yeah, so if you're having even a live chat or a live event or some sort of sale, make sure to get on the calendar, or even let me know. And I don't have a huge Instagram following, but I'll do my best to share. That way get some recognition.
So there's my Instagram, and then this is my email here. Just my name, angela.marksferry@gmail.com if you don't have Instagram, or I posted on Discord as well, but you can always email me if you want to do it that way, and I can put you on the schedule.
Discord too, a place to post. If you're having something, get on Misty's Discord page, Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, and put all your information on there. I forget about that, but I need
Me too. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to post the schedule. I'm like, ugh. Like I have that on my phone for Pokemon Go, and like I hadn't used it in a long time, but then when Misty started that, I was like, okay, well now I can do both. So then I just changed my name to like be more basic so I could use it on both groups. And Discord is like it's an app where people can like, how would you say it, like you can chat on there and have different, like they call them like rooms or like tabs or something, like conversations. But like in Misty's, they have like a live sale tab or like a chat where everybody can post when your live sales are, and then they have like a lounge. They have a thing where you can show like your thrift store finds, and like they have a one for Instagram sales or to share your Instagram account or your eBay, Etsy account. So it's like you can kind of chat and you can send private messages to people too if you have like a question, or like if you want to contact them directly and you don't have their information like for email. So at least you could try to go through there. There's a lot of people in there. Some people contact me for the schedule through there as well.
Yeah, Discord, when Misty first mentioned it, I knew it was an app, but I had never heard of it. And my two best friends are gamers. They're big time let's see. See, I don't even game, so I can't tell you. PlayStation people. That's what I'm going to say. And I started talking about Discord, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know about Discord, because I think it was an original app for gamers, but other people do use it too as a way to connect." But Misty's page, like Angela was saying, is great because you can talk with people through, I would say, like threads, sort of like imagine like a friendly.
It is confusing, Christina, if you don't know. I got 200 followers.
Yay, Dina. That's wonderful.
On YouTube, I went from like 53 to like 52, 51, back to 50. I'm like, hey, I'm happy. I just shot up like 40 in that one day, 40 something. So that's awesome.
The channel's on Thrift U sale because people were subscribing. I was really happy about that.
I know. So then I hope to then hopefully start either show my little thrift finds or maybe post when I'm crafting something that's simple. I could show that, or show something I've made and explain it, so at least maybe have other content besides these so people can see that too.
Yeah, I think just keep posting content really does help keep people interested. And posting your links in the chat.
No, I can't even get up at 5:30 for that.
I'm probably going to be up at 5 tomorrow morning to put the turkey in, and for record tour day. In the past, this year they're doing it different with the ticket system, but in the past I have gotten up at 3 a.m. to go stand outside in a very long line of people in hopes to be one of the first folks in the store. So one year I went it was 2:30 in the morning, and I got there at 3 a.m. I camped out until 10 a.m. when they opened. And that was the time in Jacksonville it got really cold, which it normally doesn't. So at least it wasn't hot. That was a good thing. But that's the only time that I woke up at 3 a.m. It involves records or vintage.
One sec. I'm going to put... Okay, there. I put my email address down in the little description thing here on the screen.
Perfect.
Oop, I need to go back here. Oh no. How do I get back to the chat? Okay. Okay. Yeah, where's Dana from? Where is she from?
Dana Grace 2010H?
Yes.
I think she's from Texas. Dana, am I right about that? I could be wrong. I know
North Carolina.
Oh, Carolina. I'm way off.
There's so many people in Texas.
There is Mary lives in Austin.
I guess it's so huge, so.
And then Beth at Carolina Sweet Treat, and Martha from Vintage Conversation, and then there's Vintage Uprising Texas. Who is Vintage Uprising Texas? I keep forgetting her name. I feel terrible.
Carolina Sweet Treats and Pretty lives in Texas.
Yeah, she's in Texas.
Oh, I thought she lived in Carolina.
I did too for the longest time, but she was born and raised a Carolina girl, I think.
Because I was like, oh, I'll send Katie that thing. That's not far. No, I mean, that's not bad. But
I know.
I thought that'd be such a cute book for you.
It is. I'm really excited to cook with it and try some of the chocolate things on my.
If you find some good ones, just text me a picture.
I will. I'll send them.
Yeah.
I'm going to move the sweet potato stuff over here, if you don't mind, so I can put it in the refrigerator.
No, Katie.
Oh, I chat, but I don't like to get up and do other things during the chat, but I don't want to have this go bad either. I was just looking at it thinking, oh, it probably needs to go in the container.
So I'll just do that while I'm chatting with all of you.
Joni says she turns into a pumpkin at 10:30.
Before the pandemic, I was a morning person, and then the pandemic hit, and everything got kind of mixed up for me, and I become a night owl.
I try not to be a morning person. No.
I do like getting up and having my coffee.
Well, like, because when I had to work till 8, and I used to have to work till 10, like, everyone wants you to wake up early, but when you work until 9, 10 o'clock at night, I try to sleep till 10 o'clock at least, like, in the morning.
I bet you're really...
That doesn't always happen.
I'm sorry, guys, to leave the frame. Angela, I feel terrible about that.
That's it, Katie. That's all.
Um,
Angela, you were never a morning person. That's true. No, I'd rather like stay up all night because either I have like restless legs or just can't sleep. I'd rather just be doing something, getting something done, like watching or reading something. But no, but
I
if I have to work in the morning, I'll just set my alarm and I'm there and ready to go. Because
I resonated with Sarah when she was saying I felt like I could be doing other things. Sometimes that's how,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
But then I'm like, oh God, I'll be dead tomorrow. Like if I don't go to sleep now, even though I'm not tired.
Yeah, exactly.
And like the pills I take for my back, like today I thought I could get by without taking one because I only worked like a shorter shift tonight, but my back and my hips were just like annoying the bejesus out of me. So I ended up having to take something while I was at work, and so it makes like me really thirsty, and then it makes me super tired, but then like still then I end up scrolling through my phone, not going to sleep. Like
Yeah, my problem is I will scroll. I get on Instagram and I get really interested in it, and I'm like, oh, I got to see this, and then I'll say one more post. Well, one more post 2 hours later.
I know last night I was looking at everybody's like, where am I from? What's my favorite season post
yeah.
that we did? And then I was like, and then you get so tired, dropping like your phone on your face. But I'm like, okay, I don't have time always to check during the day. So you're like, okay, what happened? What did they post? Like, what pictures did I miss?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I know, I'm like, okay, I'm like, where's Katie's post about the schedule? I'm like, all through the day, I go back in and I'm like, okay, wait, who's on now? Like, because I'm like, what time is it?
Yeah, I constantly, well, that's why I started doing the daily post was, I figured it might be helpful to someone, but mainly because I just couldn't, without that calendar, I couldn't keep track. So I was like, I'm just going to start making a list because Nate had asked me to do that. And so I started this list and it was helpful. And then people said they really liked it. So I just kept doing it. And I kind of enjoy putting together the little emojis. I think that's fun.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the music is always so great. And the other day you had Rockin' Robin, and someone else had just recently, like some celebrity, had posted like they were dancing around to that. And so I showed my mom, and then I was like, see, they were dancing like this. And I was playing your song, and then we're like, jamming to it.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I love Rockin' Robin. I try to think about the songs too. I'm like, what would go well, with this live because this post because of somebody, or which one am I feeling upbeat or not upbeat today? And then I'm like, well, I've used a lot of Hank Ballard and the Midnighters in the last couple of days. So let's try Bobby. And I might go through 3 or 4 songs until I decide that I'm happy with something before it goes out. I know that sounds nutty.
Kim, that's why we're friends, because we drop our phones on our face. No, it's because I know too many secrets about you. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm getting the potatoes ready to put in a dish. Angela, I feel terrible about that. I'm on your line. Here I am.
No, I don't. That's fine. People got stuff to do.
Well, I figured if I get these potatoes done, this is the sweet potatoes, that then all I have to do tomorrow is worry about the mashed potatoes, and the stove will be free for the giblet gravy.
Oh my gosh.
It says this recipe has like a pinch of salt, but then it has like 2 cups of brown sugar.
2 cups.
That's gonna be real sweet. Louie's down below my feet. She says, I want food, Mom. Give me food. That probably sounds really squishy on the. Can you hear that through the? Sorry. That doesn't sound right. Benny's probably dying.
Oh no, yeah, I was gonna say, here we go.
What's Benny saying? I gotta see this.
Oh, nothing yet.
Benny, if you're out there and you're hearing that noise, I know what it sounds like. Believe me, and I'm back.
Kim, I finally saw your post with little sleepy Melody. There's her beagle.
Oh, darling.
Don't tell people I'm on YouTube. No, just kidding. Yeah, I haven't really advertised it on Facebook because I don't know. I'm like, this is like a whole different community than people I know in real life.
Well, that's it with my friends. Is I have a lot of friends that actually it's fun. We don't share the same interests. Like they do video games, and here I am doing vintage. But we just became really, really good friends, and so we talk all the time. And my one friend theater, but he does like vintage and antiques. But he probably would fit in the community, and my other friends would be really lost. I just
No, where Katie's at, it's actually almost 1 o'clock.
Yep. 12:50. Stepping in the frame one more time, Angela. I'm sorry. Yep. It's officially Thanksgiving where you are, right, Angela?
In 3 minutes.
3 minutes. All right.
Yeah, Left Lane Finds. Drop your link and then I'll copy and repaste it so people can go, so it'll actually show up like a link.
Yes. You have to be a moderator for the links to work. And here.
Oh, Carrie's here.
Hey, Carrie. How
She
you-
said, "What in the world is going on?"
Well,
Well, we're all watching Katie cook sweet potatoes and making suggestive noises.
yeah, that's what's happening. I'm over here just mashing the sweet potatoes, because I'm trying to get them in a bowl so they'll go in the refrigerator. And I start to think that noise sounds a little bit racy. And Benny's in the chat probably dying.
He must have fell asleep or something because I haven't seen one comment.
He must have.
We all gotten into the devil's lettuce. No, we haven't been fortunate enough.
No, not where I am. It's not legal.
It's legal here now, but I haven't been to a dispensary yet.
Well, my neighbor has medical marijuana because she has severe back pain. My elderly neighbor, and I think it really does help her.
That's why I kind of want to try it, or at least some form of something, just to see if it would work better than my prescription.
Yeah, I have really bad trouble sleeping, and so I feel like something.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, Vinny, are you? Look, Vinny, I can prove it to you. I can prove I've got all the goodness right here in my pot. There you go. There's
Where's
some.
the Martha Stewart voice?
I can't. I wish I could do Martha Stewart. I can't even do Julia Childs. Julia Childs is
Ooh!
oh, we're going to put the potatoes in now, darlings. And her lobster show. Guys, if you have not seen her cook a lobster on YouTube, that episode is the funniest thing you will ever watch because she just grabs this monster lobster. I mean, it's like a 40-pound lobster, and she's just waving it around in the air, just talking and how Julia Childs is. And it is just the most wonderful thing to watch in the world.
Okay, night, Carrie.
Bye, Carrie.
See you tomorrow if you're on the sales.
Yeah, I'll be around tomorrow. And everybody else, well, too, I'm sure.
Maybe tomorrow I can catch up on some of these sales I missed. I want to watch Joni's sale, and I need to rewatch your live from earlier.
Oh, yeah, I missed a ton of people's videos.
Like, now all these people have been doing live hauls. I'm like, I can't. This is too much.
I know, after a while you're like, I can't keep up with this.
Yesterday I was like trying to catch up on all the Jocelyn's videos because I was like a week behind.
Oh, I'm
So
like,
I think I only have like one or two.
I'm 2 weeks behind on Misty and a week behind on Scott at the old Curiosity Shop.
Okay, I don't think I've watched anything by him. I need to find
Oh,
or I need to follow his channel.
you will love Scott. He is just the most adorable, wonderful, like,
Hi, Sandra.
you just step back into this little world with Scott, and he's got his little cat named Salem, and he's just a delight to watch. Hi, Sandra, Pink Elephant Parlor. We were just saying how wonderful your sale was the other day. And I'm sorry, all of you guys that are having to watch me scoop sweet potatoes out of a pot. I'm sure that's what you had envisioned for a Wednesday night or a Thursday morning. Okay.
Yeah, that was like the sweetest sale. Oh my gosh.
It really was. It was so sweet.
I love Pamela's reaction when I told her. She's just like, oh, don't you love that? So cute.
I can hear her voice.
I know, right?
Because she commented on one of my posts today, and I was talking. She didn't know what Record Store Day was, which I don't expect a lot of people in the vintage community to know what that is.
Yeah.
The vinyl, but I could hear her voice, and she was like, I could hear her voice, and she was like, "Oh, baby, I hope in the whole wide world you get what you're looking for, sugar." And she put that.
I love her.
And it just made me smile. And she's like, and if I can help, I'll go down to the University of Music and see if they have that title, baby.
Oh my gosh, she's so sweet.
On the back, I was like, well, thank you, Pamela. I explained it's a limited thing for Record Store Day, so the church wouldn't have it, but it was so sweet of her. It's like, oh, cuteness overload.
I know, it's like now from just watching these lives, like whenever you see a comment, you can just picture in that person's voice, like,
yeah, it's delightful.
It's like Jeffrey and Misty and like Michelle, like, girl.
Oh yeah, I can hear him. Yeah, I was on Michelle's live for a while today, and then I got really busy doing things, and then I got a call, and I never made it back to her live, and I felt kind of sad that I missed it. Let me just throw this in the fridge, and I'll be right back with you guys. And I
we'll be done with the cooking segment. Oh, this is why.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I caught some of the sale. I think that's when you were in there, I believe. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot she was on. I was making ramen for my mom for lunch, and so I was catching her sale while I was like diamond painting, and we were catching up on a show. So I just was like trying to do 3 things at once and finding out if I had to work or not, but yeah, it was a yes.
I'm back with you all guys now. Everything's in the fridge. It won't spoil. We're all set.
Yeah, exactly. Pamela and Thrift Use for the fun factor. I know they're like my, yeah, like Vinny says, is therapy. Those are like
my weekly therapy.
I need those.
Pamela reminds me, I think what's so delightful about Pamela is, one, she's just wonderful, but she reminds me of my elderly neighbor who I don't get to see because of the pandemic, but she is this typical, wonderful, sweet Southern lady. And she's funny like Pamela. She just has these Southern things that she says, and she always really genuine, trying to help everyone. And she just reminds me so much of Maybelle. And it's like going back and sitting in Maybelle's house again before like the pandemic. I would go over there and I would just sit in her house and it was so delightful to sit in her little cozy kitchen, much like Pamela's, and just talk and hear Maybelle just share like Pamela does. And it's just delightful. Christina, I do. I'm really fortunate in this apartment. The kitchen takes up most of the apartment, and where the kitchen is, I have a huge, and I'm really lucky because the other apartment I lived in, the stove was next to the sink, which was next to the refrigerator, and there was about this much counter space, and it was I always joke that it was half a galley kitchen because there was no room for more than one person in that kitchen. And because I love to cook, I'm really glad I found this apartment with the big island because I can host people. Oh yes, it is, Jeannie. It is.
Sorry, I had to take a pill.
Oh no, okay. I was cooking away while you guys were watching.
Yeah, Pamela's laugh is, oh my god, that one day recently where she's like, she stubbed her toe on the table and said like, that was my last good one. I'm not gonna be able to wear sandals anymore. It was so funny.
The bingo night, I was dying laughing.
Oh my god, yeah.
I know, Benny. Oh man.
Well, I'm not monetized now, so it was so funny. I was talking to her about that, and she's like, "Ooh, the looks Kelly Michelle was giving me." Like, better not say that.
What was so funny about that was that after a while, Kelly started trying to figure out what it was. So I could hear her sitting there going, "Focus."
Mm-hmm.
Focus. And I was like,
yeah, oh. I didn't see the name. I just heard her like them talking about it. I'm like, wait, what's going?
She was reading and you could see Pamela was like, "Kelly, don't do it." And Kelly was like, seriously, she's like, "Focus." And she kept saying it. And then she's like, "Wait a minute. What is that?" I just started dying laughing.
Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, sometimes I miss the other sales because I'm working, but oh my gosh. I'm like, I have to be at Miss Pamela's. Even if we're watching something else, I'll like try to put in like the Bluetooth speaker or like the headphone and listen so I can catch it all.
Yeah, I have it on while I'm working, in the shop or whatever. I have the live sales going because it's kind of nice to have that while you're working. Except for if I have a piece of loud equipment on, then there's a time where I may not.
Yeah.
Like if I'm running my planer is really loud, so I won't be able to hear over the planer.
So, do you have like your own workshop or you share it with other people?
I do. I have my own shop. I rent from my apartment. They have a garages, and I have a garage, but I'm going to be moving soon. Not me, I'm staying in my apartment, but I'm going to be moving shops. I do not have enough power in my shop to run proper dust collection, which this is getting technical for all of you people that don't know anything about dust collection, but each tool has a dust port and basically
Yeah.
act a dust collector to it. And it's important because it saves your lungs, and you need to, and it's easier. You don't have all this mess to clean up. So I really need to get a dust collector, and I need to get air conditioning. I cannot work one more summer in that 90-degree heat in the garage without AC. So I'm currently looking. I've been going and driving around looking for places that I might be able to rent from. I felt bad when Pamela was trying to start up her sale and she was stretching it.
Yeah, she said like it's tighter, like yeah, something like a pine needle. She couldn't fit in there, or something like that. Oh my gosh, so funny. I love it every time she says some like little phrase cracks me up.
Yeah, I know. I died laughing, and it sounds like something my neighbor would say because she says things like that.
Katie's a woodworker. She makes pens and what else?
Yeah, let's see. I got something right here. Hang on.
Pamela cracks me up. She's like, shoot fire fuzzy, or like she just, these things I've never heard. It's so funny.
Sorry. But I make pens, and I make I don't know, this is gonna show.
Ooh, that's pretty.
This is spalted tamarine. It comes from Southeast Asia. Here's a bottle opener. I turned this on the lathe, and then I make the bottle stoppers. This is one that I turned. And then I do pens, and I don't have a pen right here next to me, but I do pens, and I've done industrial light fixtures. That's something I'm doing more of, and I've made the live edge tables. I've done several of those.
Oh my gosh, Vinny, yes. I was just talking about that the other day. We were watching new show, that Big Sky. And there was like the girls trying, like the little hookers walking around the parking lot at the truck stop. And it reminded me of Miss Pamela when she's like, those lot lizards. Like, I was dying. I'm like, oh my God. She has like the best names for everyone.
Yeah, she does. I know. And she said, heathens.
Like, what? That pizza story? Oh my God. Like,
oh, I was in hysterics crying. Louie had to come check on me to make sure I was okay. She thought something was wrong.
I think Katie has a website.
Yes, I do. It's www.katiescreations1.com. And I will put that. It's on my bio on IG. So IG, it's on my page. But yes, I do a lot of turning.
KatiesCreations1.com.
Yep, that's correct.
All right.
And I wish I had a pen available. Wow, that is great, Hammer. Nearby to show you, and I don't.
Oh my God, Vinny, you haven't heard the pizza story? Oh my God.
Oh no.
I don't think I could do it justice, but basically Kelly Michelle waited like, was it over an hour? Like for her pizza, and then they kept telling her, oh, it'll be out. And then finally they're like, we don't have an order. And then
forgot it.
Like, she was so mad. I forgot. I don't know if she asked to speak to the manager, I think, right?
Yeah, and the lady's like, well, the manager's not available. He's too busy. And they wouldn't refund her. or give her another pizza?
They're a lot nicer than I am.
Yeah, I probably after a while would have gotten really mad.
'Cause I mean, I'm not good with my patience, but since COVID, I feel like, okay, I've been better because, stuff happens. But, like, when you're sitting there the entire time, like, even if they forgot at the beginning, like, that was more than enough time to make, like, 3 pizzas, like, or more, like, like, I'd have been like, nope, you're gonna get me something for free, like, or refund me or something,
That's good customer service, especially like if they had seen her in there before. Like she was saying, it wasn't like she had called and tried to weasel out of getting a free pizza, or weasel out of paying. Angela, are you there?
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. I don't know what happened there.
YouTube being weird.
Oh no, I had my first glitch.
Oh no, well that means you made it big.
First come the trolls now. Sammy says, how long have you been working with wood making pens?
I've been working with wood since I was 7 years old. My grandfather was an electrical engineer. He worked for IBM Computers, and then he ran a radio station that my great grandfather started. And he turned a chess set on the lathe when he was in high school. And I have that chess set, but he taught me everything that I know. So he would spend the summers with me in my home workshop. My mom let me have a workshop in the garage at home, and we would spend hours together. Got me my first lathe one Christmas, and I learned everything from him. So that's pretty neat that I've gotten to do that, and I've just carried it on. And I learned a lot about wiring too from him. He was very good at wiring and electrical stuff.
Yeah, Vinny, you gotta find that video because
You do.
Kelly in the background and like between her and Miss Pamela, oh my gosh. I love it. Miss Pamela's like basically in tears whenever she tells her stories, like
And
a kick out of it.
Was like, Kelly, Michelle, you're not going back down there because I know if you go back down there, the police are going to get called.
Yep.
You're going to get arrested. And I ain't bailing you. Yeah, we can't do the justice at all.
No, oh my gosh. I just love her accent. It's the best.
Yes, Sammy, I did the phone lamp. That is something I made. I made the camera lamp out of the old 1930s Art Deco camera. I did the lamp in my house that's got the magnifying glass on the wooden, the old cigar box. So yes, I do custom lamps. That's something I enjoy doing, is taking vintage items from the salvage yard and making them into lamps. And I have on my website, you'll see all the things that I've made. I don't know that I have any of my live edge tables on there right now, but I have been doing some water tables, the live edge river tables as well.
Well, thanks for the thumbs up, guys.
Yes, thank you. That's oh so important in the YouTube algorithm world. Pleases the YouTube gods, as Nate likes to say.
I have a dislike on my first live. I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Break my heart.
I should check, but I don't know if I've gotten a thumbs down. I don't even bother looking at it. I did get a nasty comment from someone the other day. My first nasty comment, other than the fact that one person had said,
I saw that, but totally did not understand what I was reading.
Benny, you sly dog.
He wants you to make sure he sees his comment.
Benny posted it again.
Oh no, he said make sure show my comment.
You're
And I'm like, I totally thought that was like an age joke or something. I was just like scrolling by and I'm like, oh, are they saying you look really young? Like,
well, it's funny when my friends first met me, and I know you guys haven't gotten to meet them on YouTube, but hopefully one day they can come on alive. When I was in college, they lived behind me in the apartment, and they saw me carrying water in, every week because we weren't allowed to park. It was weird by the apartments. The manager was really strict, and I'd carry my case of water in. And Jacob, my friend, one day he comes up to me. He says, "Hey, I see you carrying that water in every week. Can I help you?" And he introduced himself, and I knew he was my neighbor, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." Well, we became fast friends, and his friend Chastity, who was rooming with my other friend now, told Jacob, apparently, he goes, "I think that lady's like 30, and I wouldn't go over to her house because she might poison you." Just because she was trying to protect Jacob, and she thought I was like 30 or 40 or something. That I dress in my houses and everything. And when Jacob's like, "No," she's like, I was probably 20 or 21 at the time. And Jacob's like, "No, she's not that old."
that's so nice he offered. Like, no one does that kind of thing anymore, I feel like.
Oh, I know. It was so nice. And then he gave me his number, and he's like, "Every week you have water, just call me and I'll come over." And I tell you, just him bringing in the water, we became fast friends. And then I met Chastity, and we've been best friends ever since. Yeah, just tell them, Nancy. They don't deserve your time. They're that's just terrible.
I know, but like, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
No, tell them to go shove it. Exactly.
That's what Vinny's like. Go, Nancy, go.
Yep, that's right. Oh, that guy that went off on me. The first video I posted, it was for Record Store Day. It wasn't the first video I ever did on my channel, but I did a video where I was going to Record Store Day, and it was socially distant. So they were asking people to do the car drive up, and you obviously wear your mask when they came to the car. So this guy comments on the video that I was wearing a wet, nasty diaper on my face, and I didn't understand how any of this works because I shouldn't wear a mask alone in the car because that does nothing. And I didn't even comment back to the guy because there's no sense in giving him the satisfaction. Well, a bunch of people that I guess are following me went off on him in the comments, and it's kind of funny to read.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's better when you don't say anything. Excuse me. And everyone just got your back for you.
I was like, "Thanks, guys."
All these trolls.
Trolls, well, you've made it big. That's what they always say when you get your first troll.
Yeah, I saw Vinny post something about like one of his videos with Scott. People were complaining about how he was wearing his mask.
Yeah, I saw that, and poor Scott had to take it down, and I felt so terrible for Vinny.
Like, if Scott didn't care, I mean, like, how he has it, or if he's, like, safe being around Vinny, then what does anyone else care, Like,
Pretty much. And it's like, people are so... There was a guy just a few seconds ago, and a few seconds, it's been an hour now since we've been on the live, but when my neighbor from upstairs called, he was asking if I would bring something and drop it off at his door. And of course, we were being socially safe. So I get in the elevator, and I'm going up with the little bit of spices that he needed. And this guy gets on the elevator, starts to get on the elevator with no mask. And I'm like, "Hey, I'm social distancing. I'm immune compromised. I'm just going to get off and you can go ahead," or whatever. And the guy just started copping an attitude with him. And I was like, "Well, okay." And so his wife or whoever was with him was like, "No, she's social distant. I get it. Let's go." And he's just like, "Well, can I come on the elevator?" And I'm usually very nice to people, but I was like, "No." And he just walked off, and I pressed the button and the door closed. And I'm like, "Look, I can't. I can't risk my safety and just to be nice to somebody. Like, I'm usually very nice, but he was just so pushy about getting on the elevator. I'm like, dude, the elevator's too confined. You got to get off the elevator.
Yeah, that's what I should say. Like, oh, bless your heart. Do you want me to add you to the prayer list? Lord help you.
Someone told me to say that once, to say, are you okay? And how can I pray for you? And I think that's a pretty good answer.
Yikes. You know, I see so many people, like so many of our clients, like our patients, whatever, customers, like their mask, even my own store director, his mask like hangs like down here. And I'm like, you know, they don't listen if you tell them anything. And sometimes I have to move the mask like a little bit under my nose too, because like wearing that thing for 8 hours, especially when you get hot as heck, you know, I've got to take it down for a moment. And it's not like people are standing right on top of me. So we have space back there. But I'm like, you know, if you don't want to wear it and no one's around you in the aisle, I don't care. You know, like, okay, at least you're alone. But like when you're standing face to face with me, can you please like not be touching your face and have your mask like down here? Put it up there. Like, you know, at least I wish they would have it up to their nose instead of not at all.
Better than nothing. And, you know, people really have no right to, like that guy commenting for me saying that I shouldn't wear a mask in the car. Even if I wanted, even if no one was coming to the car and I wanted to do that, not that I would, but say that I wanted to, it's none of his business what I do or don't do. People just need to keep their opinions to themselves.
I see so many people driving with it in the car. Like, and then sometimes you're like, you don't know if they're driving, like picking someone up that they don't know. Like, you know, you don't know the situation. It's like, what does it bother you? Like,
well, I often think, you know, oh, well, maybe they're an Uber driver or a Lyft, you know?
yeah.
And it's like, what does it matter?
Well, Vinny.
Did Vinny say now?
Oh, I'll share some.
Oh, yes. I remember this comment.
And then this.
Oh, Vinny.
Love it.
I can't blame you for that reaction. I can't. Yeah.
It's just so obnoxious these days.
Well, that the other lady got on the elevator the other day and was mad at me because I said I was social distancing, you know, and I'm being really careful. She got on the elevator without a mask too, but she was already in the elevator and the door was closing, the elevator was going up, and there's nothing I could do. I was like trapped with this lady. And I don't think she lived in our building because, again, everybody here that lives around me is really nice, but I really think that it's people coming to visit people, you know. And this lady, I was like asking her to back away from me. And she's like, well, I have every right to be on this blankety elevator as you do. And I'm not going to go to the car and get my blank mask. And I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, and I wanted to look at her and just say, do you want me to die? Is what I wanted to say, but I wouldn't do that. And I just stood in silence and
like, yeah, okay, you have a right to be in the elevator, but you can step back. Human decency. Jeez.
Yeah, or where, you know, or at least, you know, because most people around, like where my neighbors, you know, we all don't get on the elevator with each other. And they're like, oh, no, you go ahead. I'll wait or I'll take the stairs. Like, just wait a couple of seconds. The next elevator won't kill you.
I know. My mom, when I took her, I don't know if it was last week or a couple weeks ago, I took her to her doctor's appointment and we were leaving. There was like a whole line of people for the elevator. So we just like waited for a while. you know, because she has cancer, so we don't want to ride next to everybody either. So we got in, and I even like waited a second to see if someone else was gonna come, because I was gonna let them come in, like another person, because there was like a line standing there, and nobody came. So I hit the close button, and right as the door is like shutting, there's like it's like this much space. Someone's like, "Oh, I guess I'll get the next one." I'm like, "Well, I was waiting, but good. We need the space anyway." So
Yeah, you just
like, it's just so annoying.
people just really, I have found that if people are rude and nasty, it's because they have a problem within themselves and something is going on in their own life and they're taking it out on you. So you just have to realize that. Not saying that it condones their behavior, but that's why they are how they are.
Like today, my mask kept sliding down because I was wearing a fabric mask, and for a while it did keep sliding past my nose. And you know, then you feel guilty touching your mask, but like sometimes it happens. Like,
Yeah, well, me and you, Angela, I'm sure you understand the glasses wearing is a real issue because they get so fogged up.
I know one of my pharmacists just bought me like a fog away spray. So,
Oh, does it work?
yeah, like I thought it would last longer, but I think you kind of basically have to do it every day. But like, you just spray it on. I think you let it dry, or I try to rub it in with like a lens cloth and then dry. But I mean, most of the time, if I can get it like tucked under my, like, I have like one here, like a customer actually made us this one. Like, if I can get it like tucked under my like glasses like this, it doesn't fog up usually.
Yeah, that's.
But like a lot of the times it'll like slip down and just fog everywhere. Or like if I have to wear sometimes if it doesn't have the metal band, then it's just like fog everywhere.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
And then it was like raining, snow, everything today. And of course, like the freaking like rain just drops right inside your glasses. And I'm like trying to walk into the time clock, and I'm like, okay, there's just like, it's a mess between the fog and the rain on your glasses. Like, geez.
Have you ever walked into the shower and forgotten to take off your glasses? And then you get out, and they're like all just, you're like, oh, now I gotta dry them.
I always take them off before I get in, but sometimes I'll wear them in because I'm like, oh, so that way I can like scrub with the pumice on my feet so I can see.
That's true.
But then that's when they get all like sprayed, and then I'm like, oh crap! Like now I'm gonna have to clean them when I get out.
I'm blind as a bat without my glasses. I'll run into things.
And I'm like, I can see okay in the shower. It's just like, yeah, I can't really see like the soles of my feet to know like, okay, are they all clean? Like the other day when Sandra's sale was on, I didn't want to miss it, so I put it on like I had like on the towel bar, there's like a lip, so I had the phone on the towel bar when I took the shower, and I was just like listening to Sandra's sale because I'm like, I can't really see it, but like I'm gonna listen to it.
I felt badly because I was on one sale, and I'm trying to remember whose sale this was now, but I had come home and I was dirty from being all messy in, the wood shop. And that's what I always do. I come in and take a shower, and I was like, oh, I got to take a shower. And so I put the phone on volume. It will clear her. Well, I had the phone up, and I was listening to the sale. And I got in the shower, and I thought I heard her say Holt Howard. So I'm like dashing out of the shower. Holt Howard, I'm missing, and I'm messaging her. She's like, does anyone want to see anything else? And I'm like, Holt Howard. And she's like, I'm sorry, Katie, I don't have any Holt Howard. I don't know what Holt Howard you're talking about. All the water was running. Yep, Minnie, you said it.
Oh, Joni's turning into a pumpkin.
Oh, night, Joni.
All right. Have a good Thursday. I know you had Thanksgiving. And hopefully we'll see you at a Patrick's sale tomorrow if you're on. If not, see you some other time. Good night.
Yes, good night. So I spilled some water last year on my recipes. And so now I have this waterlogged card and I haven't bothered to rewrite any of them. They all bled through.
Oh no. They should have an app where like you can take a picture of your recipe and then like it converts it to text or something. Maybe there is.
Oh, there
You
might
can make like a digital recipe card or something that you could like reprint or something.
Yeah, this one's fine. The pumpkin pie, but then
I think I have some right here too.
I found a card and I don't even know what I was writing. I was trying to tell myself what temperatures things needed to go in the oven at. But I've got this card that's got 350 green beans, 300 degree stuffing, and 400 breadcrumbs or something. Cubes, I guess, for the stuffing. So I don't even know why this ended up with the recipes.
Yeah, this is the only one I found, but like my grandma makes these. I got these cards from like my cousin's wife, and because I want to start writing down the recipe, so she makes these barbecue beans. So I started like recopying all of her recipes. Like I think wrote out new ones for my grandma because hers were getting pretty like worn out. Like I think I have more. Let's see. Oh yeah, like here's the crab dip one. Like it's just like crab, green onion, cream cheese, Worcestershire. And so I was like, okay, need to save this one, number one.
Yeah.
Like sometimes she'll usually like make me a second one just to bring home because she knows I love it. Like so good.
I'll show you. So I love Globe Warnacki. They're a company that makes a lot of vintage wooden things. They're known for making wooden barrister bookcases, the lawyers' bookcases, but they made these old recipe boxes. I love these.
Oh yeah, I want to get a recipe box.
But my grandmother's recipe, she was, let's see,
Night Victoria.
Night Victoria. She was very kind to write out, like, this is her spinach casserole, which is one of my favorites. And she wrote this all out by hand. But then some of them, like, are old. This one is copied off of an index card. Her baked chicken. And you can see that it's been well loved. And it's got this really old staple at the top. So I have things like that. And then this one, I don't even know. I guess wrote this down off of a scrap of paper. But this is my dad's mother's chicken and dumpling recipe. And I just found this the other day and realized I really got to get it onto a better card. Then on the back, I have a recipe, I guess, for cornbread. And then a recipe for my grandmother's. Well, I say it's my grandmother's, but she got this from a friend at church. The
sausage stars.
They're really good. You get those little doughs that you get for making wontons, and you put them in a mini muffin pan, and you put sausage and cheese in.
Oh yes,
they're really good. And my grandmother would bring those on Thanksgiving as our lunch. Her cooking.
I just saw on my company, like on Instagram, my company was posting like different things people are buying from Jewel, and like now you can buy like dumplings, like frozen ones that I think that you can make now. Like they're just like the ball doughs or whatever, like dough, balls of dough that come in a bag that you can just like make. And I was like, well, that's awesome. I need to try that out. Like make your own chicken and dumpling soup or something, or
That would be good.
like that'd be a lot. We were talking about this earlier because they make biscuits like that now, and like you can just get like the bags of balls of dough for like biscuits that you can just throw in a pan and like make the biscuits. I'm like, dude, that's it for me because I am making no biscuits from scratch. Like
They're hard. Well, this
yeah, I'm not a baker.
I'm not good at baking. Now I can do the cookies because they're hard, but they're easy. If that makes any sense, that's a real oxymoron. But I do have I bought a plethora of planters lately and was thinking of doing a vintage planter sale. Oh, Vinny, I think that would go really well, especially if you get Randy Heilman in the
I
chat.
was just gonna say that. Do you have any deer ones?
Yeah, Randy's our resident planter gal.
Oh, I'm dumb. I'm like, I forgot I have that Occupy Japan elephant. I'm like, I need to put an airplane in this thing. Like,
I can't keep an airplane alive. I'm so bad.
I had to toss one the other day that the wax went all over, but I was going to give one to my friend Lauren, but that one has the wax all over it too. I was able to get a lot of it off, but I'm like, I don't know if it's going to survive. But I have like one, I don't know, I think I have at least 5 that are still going. But I'm like, I brought one to work too. And so far they're still going, but I am not a gardener. So I'm like, hopefully these will stay alive for at least like a year or something like.
Well, my grandfather that did the electrical engineering and taught me woodworking, he built from scratch a big greenhouse. I mean, it was huge in the back of their house. And he had an oak tree growing. He had coffee plants. He had orchids. He was really into the science of growing. Hi, Jamie from Mid-Century Wasted. And he could keep anything alive. And I never inherited that skill.
If anyone here is not subbed to Jamie on Instagram, she's almost to 1,000 followers.
Yes, please go check Mid-Century Wasted.
And Katie, you're almost to 700, or
I'm at 602 subscribers. I wish I were at 700, but I'll take the 600. And
you'll be there. So, sorry.
I think I've got 400 or something people following me. But we'll get your subscriber count up. Yeah, they do love their vintage linens. Do you like vintage linens, Angela?
I don't know yet. Like, I don't know that, like, I haven't had too much experience with that. Like, what's her name? Sherry Lynn sent me a handkerchief too. Like, Christy got one from her too in her package. So I think that's right here. Actually. I have this.
That's
rose one. This is like, she had like an earring through it, attaching it to the card, which I thought was super cute. So I was like, I'll have to put this with my other handkerchiefs I get from Sandra. And then maybe I could start putting them on my purses, or like, make a little garland and clip them up there or something.
That's fun.
But I was like, man, my parents like never throw anything away. So like now I'm finding things. I'm like, shoot, if they would have taken care of this, I probably could have sold some of these things to you guys for like, because we have like a ton of Afghans, but like some of them, I mean, have like holes, and like we have like a pink tea towel with embroidered flowers and stuff, but I think it has a stain. Maybe I need to try and clean it with Oxy and maybe we can sell it. But like I've just been finding old things and I'm like, darn it, because we had those die cut Halloween cutouts. I think like
the
she had in the background of her shots, like for her sales, the witch, and there's like a black cat and the scarecrow looking pumpkin. And we just like tossed those last year because like
no.
they were awful, like folded and like terrible. Now I'm like, oh shoot.
Like even the folded ones, I would have probably still just.
I was like, oh man. I was like, look at that's the same ones. Shoot.
Well, I always think that if my grandparents, when we moved them out of their house, my mom and I went up and we cleaned out their house, and there I was very much vintage. But if I had known things, Penny, if I had known what I know now about vintage ephemera, specifically postcards, I mean, we threw away. We went to their basement, and Grandma saved, bless her, everything, every letter somebody wrote to her, every card from this person, and my mom and I don't know all these people, and Grandma didn't know what to do with the stuff either, so we took a lot of it to the shredder. But there must have been a box, and I'm not kidding, like this big, filled with vintage postcards, and I wish now that I had taken the time to go through them all. We just threw them away because we didn't know what to do with all of it, and it had to go somewhere. Luckily, I kept all of the really good glass and my grandfather's tools and that kind of thing.
Gotta use my little hanky hair for a fan.
Oh, is it getting hot?
I know, like of course I put on like a thermal shirt and then now I'm like dying. I know, because I'm like, I don't know if my fan will make too much noise if I turn it on. So
mash and sweet potatoes, so it can't be worse than that. I've never done that all my life.
Let's see. Sandra says the hankies have been shipped.
Oh, wonderful, Sandra. I can't wait to get mine.
Vinny, she has 2 boxes of hankies for sale. I only have them priced for $8 and $10 because the boxes are beat.
Well, that will still do really well, Nancy. I think people love
I wish I was freezing.
Yeah, I wish I was nice and chilly too. I like to be frigid cold.
Because it's been like 40 and then 50 and then 30 and all over the place here. And I don't even have to wear my jacket into work because I'm like dying by the time just like getting dressed. And then like today I was trying to find my vintage pin that Christy paid but had sent to me from Sandra. This little vintage bird pin. I couldn't find it anywhere and I wanted to wear it to work. So I'm like trying to find the pin and then I'm like getting hot. And so then I feel like it was like getting anxiety or something. Like I started like itching and I was like, so then I had to put the fan on. I'm like, okay, like I can't find the pin anywhere. So I was like, I need to look for this. Like, I don't know if it's in a purse or like what jewelry box I put it in. I'm like, this is driving me crazy. Like
the worst is for me is I set my phone down and my phone kind of blends in with the surroundings. And the other day I put it on top of the couch, and I have my blanket folded on the top of the couch, and it got lost between the couch, where the couch meets the wall, and the blanket. And
Oh no.
I was looking for that thing for like 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, I think there's a live sale and I want to watch it. And I can't find my phone. And someone's going to call me. And, of course, and the volume's not on ring because I had just gotten off of my live sale and set it live chat, set it somewhere. And I couldn't find it, so even if it were to ring. And then finally I sat on the couch and I'm like, put my hand back there and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. But I did. I turned on the fan and I just was like, let me lay in the cool.
I know.
It's been in the 60s here, and it was in the 80s today, which wasn't that bad, but I can't wait for it return to the 50s and 60s. I just love the cold. I get easily overheated.
Same.
I relate to that, Angela.
It's, oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't, like when I was looking for the pin, I found my vintage like wreath pin from Stephanie. So I'm like, good, I can start wearing that soon in since Christmas is coming up, or like start wearing that after Thanksgiving. Just start wearing my wreath pin. And then I found some pins I have from my mom, probably vintage, but like there's one of like a, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a tiger or a leopard or something, but it's like missing one of its little stone eyes. But I'll have to show you guys because you guys would probably know more about it than we do. But then there's like a little bug, like a little, I'll have to show you. Hold on 1 second. Talks amongst yourselves.
Yes.
Let me go grab them. 1 sec.
So Louie is currently asleep on her little blanket fort pillow thing she has made. She has taken the blanket, off the top of the couch, unfolded it, and made a little pillow for herself. She is certain. It is 1:51.
Whoops.
And got to see me make some sweet potato. I just need wait. This is what I've got. I always have to use my legal pads. I'm a legal pad gal, and so I've got this with all the oven times and what needs to go in for how long. And I start the list. My dad does. I guess that's where I get it from. And it's just super helpful for Thanksgiving. And then I've got all my recipes. So if I could get some of that knocked out and it will reheat well, then that's what I do the night before.
Okay, so I have this little butterfly pin.
Oh, I love that.
And it looks old. Oh, it moves around. Like the little top kind of moves around a little bit.
Oh, it's articulated.
And then this is the one I got from Stephanie.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So can't wait till I have like a snowflake one, but I got that from like, I don't even know, Kohl's or something. But this will be fun to have like a vintage. And then I have this from my mom as well. Like a little bug.
Oh, that's lovely. That looks older for sure.
Yeah. I'm like,
what's the back?
It's like,
oh yeah, is it some?
Oh, I forgot the cat, but I'll show that at the next one. But yeah, those ones I forgot. She's got more in her room. That's what we can show one day, like a little pin collection and kind of bring the brooches back. I have to put one up here.
That would be so fun. I've got, let's see, the camera is hard on StreamYard to get used to. But this is
I'm like,
I have on today. It's a white brooch. And it's got the white mark on the back.
oh, nice.
Oh, Sandra, you're going to have a customer from me. I love them.
Yeah. I want to wear them.
I want to wear the scarves like the 50s women tied around the neck with a little brooch and a hat. That just seems so fun to me. And I'm not much of a girly girl, but I do love my vintage brooches and hats. And
Yeah, I want to start wearing those. Like, here's my band t-shirt and my pretty pin.
I
I
live in plaid, as you guys all know, because you never see me in anything different than my plaid. But I rock the plaid and the brooch.
Yeah, this is the ornament I was trying to make.
I love those colors.
Yeah, it's the sequins, but you can tell. Over here, I kind of melted it with the hot glue a little bit.
Oh, that.
And
you could.
So I'm well, I can just put some glitter or something around it.
Glitter or glue of on top.
Yeah. Oop, there we go. Yeah, because I have all these different sequins that I've had for years just sitting there, and I'm like, well, I don't want to throw them away. I want to use them for something.
You mind?
And so I have all these different shapes. There's flowers, and I have trees somewhere, and there's diamond shapes and different colors. I'm I want to make some Christmas crafts with those.
I used to love those little sequins that you just showed as a kid. I thought they were so magical, bright and colorful. And I love going to get those from the craft store. They do, Jamie, and I think you should do that. It would be really fun. Again, I'd be a buyer probably because I have a problem with brooches. I can't pass them up.
Man, I still love that moonstone one from Patrick. I love that kind of iridescent look, kind of.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Opalescent and stuff.
There's this lady, my elderly neighbor, when I would go over there before the pandemic, and it's kind of politic related, but I'm not trying to open a can of worms of politics here, but she's a big CNN watcher. And so on the CNN show she watches, there's this lady, and I don't know her name, but every time I'd go over there, this lady she likes would be on the television, and she rocks the most fabulous brooches. She wears a black suit jacket, and then she has these, and she's always a guest. It's not like she's the host of the talk or whatever. And she had a domino brooch one night, and she had little bowling pins, and she's had flowers, and she had a frog one, and it always matches her little suit scarf. And I loved seeing the brooches. I thought they were so fun. Oh, yes. Hope you find that. My neighbor upstairs was just telling me he loves all things British, and he just texted me that there's a website you can go on, and he'll have to text me the website, but he was saying that you can go and see what brooch the Queen has on every day, the Queen of England, which is so fun. I love that. I'm going to have to check in.
Yeah, I love British stuff.
Yeah, I do too. I'm obsessed.
Oh my gosh.
I hate to get off the live, but I do.
No, that's what I was just going to say. It's almost 2:00 your time, and you got to wake up early, and it's 1:00 here, and my medication is kicking in. So
I up at 5 or 6 to get this monstrosity of turkey in the oven. But it was fun hanging out with you, Angela. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for jumping on, and thanks for everybody for coming and stopping by and chatting with us. This was fun. We'll have to do it. So whenever anyone feels like getting on and chatting and doesn't want to go to bed, just send me a message and maybe we can jump on.
That sounds so much fun. I love it.
All right. Alrighty. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow, Katie and everyone, and good luck with your turkey and all your sides.
Happy Thanksgiving,
All
everybody.
right. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.